Hey, everybody. Welcome to, you know, let's talk about it. With who? Yogi Hamm, that's who. I'm Yogi Hamm, in case you didn't know. Hope some of y'all been coming. I've seen I getting a few views here and there. I hope it's some of the same people coming back, learn some stuff. If I can help, make me feel good. Anyhow, so I said a while back, the earlier videos, I don't really remember what all's on them. I just don't. And instead of going back and watching all the way through, I think there's one in there. I think there's one in there where I said something about figuring out the meaning of life. That I was going to tell y'all later. Well, I'm gonna tell you, and it's just what I think. That's all. I don't, and maybe as everybody has to find, that's what it is. Meaning of life for each person might be different, I guess. But I'll tell you what I think it is here in a minute. But first, I gotta tell you about. I had a lady tell me that she stumbled on my videos, and when I talk about my mama up in heaven looking that she feels like I'm trying to push my religion on her. I ain't got no. How can I push my religion when I don't even have one? There you go. That case blown out of the water right there. Bam. All right. But I don't really mind. The reason when I talk about my mama, I talk about her being in heaven looking down. And the reason I do that is because that's where she believed she was going. So, out of respect for her, when I talk about her, that's where I talk about her being. Because that's where she thought she was going. So, out of, in her honor, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk about her like she's there. Now, me, I don't know what the hell. I've struggled with that since like ninth grade about why we're here, and just when we're at our smartest and learned ever so much, we croak. I don't know. I never figured that one out. What the hell's up with that? So, but me and Patty one night was sitting there and we was trying to come up with scenarios, like if we got in an argument with somebody who said, God made man, blah blah blah, and then we weren't trying to be like blasphemistic or anything, but we were just coming up with. And I said, well, here's where I think humans come from. If you say, well, let's say there ain't no God, where do humans come from then? So my idea was, here it was. This planet just got monkeys on it, right? A bunch of monkeys. And then an alien ship comes in and it either lands and drops off a bunch of outcasts. Here, this is your planet now, bye, boom. And then it took off and left them. And after they'd been there a while, one of them, them aliens you see, like I think they called the gray ones or something like that. So, they're dropped off here or they crash here, one or the other, something like that. And one of them looks over and says, hey, that monkey's kind of cute. I'm kind of long. We've been here a long time. And then stuff happens. Alien monkey love. I don't know. I don't want to picture it. So we'll just keep going. So that then, as more and more generations come down, if we just ended up being half monkey, half alien, this is what we'd look like if it was half gray one and half chimp. This is what we look like. That's what I said. And I said, so that would prove where humans come from, and if we wanted to say there was no God. And she goes, all right, well, thought she was so smart. I'd have thought of that, but she goes, well, who made the monkeys? I was like, damn it. I thought I had her. But anyway, I told that story to my buddy Bug one time, and see, Bug's smart. Bug's real smart. He's book smart. He's a book guy. He reads all the time. And I don't know, about 30 years ago, maybe, something like that, 30 years ago, we was talking, and I told him that story about the monkey aliens. So, he goes, well, here's what I've been watching and listening and reading. He goes, here's what I think. We are, the Earth is somebody's like pet, and they up there watching it, the galaxy and everything spinning around. But they're in like another dimension, so they can see us and watch and monitor and zoom in and see how nasty and mean everybody is to each other, how horrible they can be. And then they zoom back out, and we can't see them because, they're in another dimension, but they have devices technologically advanced, is what he said. And he goes, maybe that's our God. Maybe that is our God, and he's watching. And here's what happens. People think hell is in the earth. People think, oh, you got down in the middle of the earth, there's a pitchfork guy. And he said, no, it ain't in the earth, it's on the earth. And I said, what are you talking, what? I don't, what? And he goes, here's what happens. You're born, right? You learn stuff, and you go through life, and you learn stuff, and you develop who you are. But every once in a while, you'll do something like brush your arm against a bush and look down and see that bush, and all of a sudden you'll have like that devoujé, when you think that, and you're like, that seemed like that. I brushed it up against a bush like that before. So you just go on. And so if you're good, then when you die, you get to go, the guys up there watching everything, you get to go to the next, wherever the next place is. Heaven, to most people, that's what that would mean. But if you wasn't good enough to get into the next step, you spirit or soul or whatever you want to call it, they shoot you back down, and you're born as a baby, and you don't have any of that remembering, because they couldn't let you remember everything you already learned, because you'd know, oh, I gotta be good, because I just got kicked back down here, and I don't want to go through this shithole again. Yeah. So, and I was like, that's crazy. And then he goes, but that's why when you brush up against a bush and you kind of look down, you see that bush, and you're like, I feel like I did that. You did it in one of the other lives. What's it? Re-embalm nation? Whatever it is, I don't know. Ain't no word knower guy. Every single word knower. Anyhow, yeah, I don't know. We do got a song coming up, though. I do gotta get that. I don't remember what it was, but I wrote down for you. I wrote down so I wouldn't forget, and then I forgot. So, you can't know, because then you have to be good to get to the next step. So when your memory's wiped out, but you hit a bush and you're like, I feel like I did that. You did, but already sometime. And I'm like, he's probably right. Because I think a little bit of you knows that you was here, and you was like, oh shit, here we go. I was so glad to get the hell out of here, and here I am again. I think part of you knows that. So, it's important to be good, right? Right. So here's what I think. the meaning of life is. I think it's just to live your life in a way that when you're gone, people miss you. I think that's it. And when you're gone, if a lot of people miss you, really miss you, then I think you're probably a good enough person to move on to the next step. And hopefully you won't have to come back and deal with all this bullshit again. But anyway, I think that's what it is. You can disagree. If you agree or disagree, put it in the comments, and we'll talk about it. We'll figure it out. But that's it. That's all. Just go be a kind of person people gonna miss when you're gone. And the song tonight is gonna be George Harrison, that Beatle feller, and his song "My Sweet Lord." Go listen to that. That's a nice song. That's a nice, easy listening song. And while you at it, when you listen to that, they had this George Harrison tribute concert, and they had all kinds of people come in. Ringo Starr on drums, Paul McCartney was there, Eric Clapton, Billy Preston was playing the keyboard and singing, and George Harrison's son was playing guitar too. He was out there playing guitar with him, and he looked just like his dad back in the old days. And I was like, I wonder if Paul McCartney's sitting there playing, looking over at him, going, "Damn, it's like being back all them years ago." Yeah, go listen to that one too. Billy Preston singing "My Sweet Lord." That's a hell of a. That was a good performance. Yeah, go listen to it. Okay, I guess that's about it. You want to talk about something? As usual, put it in the comments. Guess we're over and done then.